Good evening, Hina, and good evening to my fellow panelists, all of whom are experts. I speak strictly as a layman, so I apologize on that front up. I have three very brief points to make. And of course, firstly, what you say is absolutely true. Everyone is concerned about the safety aspects of it. But I want to put, again, as a layman, facts on the table and then leave the viewers to decide what is the best option available. And since yesterday, understandably so, there have been, especially your viewers and so many other people who are very anxious as far as air travel is concerned. So I would just like to put the facts on the table and reassure everyone that air travel is the safest mode of travel. In fact, it is 10 times safer than train travel, and in India it is 17 times safer than train travel. And of course, even one accident is one too many, especially if it's a fatal crash. But please remember, since the induction of the Dreamliner 15 years ago, this is the first and only fatal crash. In fact, since 15 years post-induction, Dreamliner has completed 30 million flight hours. And this is the first one. But as I said, you know, these are just facts that I'm putting on the table. If they reassure people, that's great. But at the same time, we really need to find out the reasons why this happened, because this, of course, we cannot afford this to happen again. Now, a couple of quick points. Number one, as far as the DGCA is concerned, that is a regulatory authority that overlooks everything that is a safety concern. Ironically, of course, there are a lot of problems with our regulatory agencies. That said, and I'm all for making them completely independent constitutionally like the CAG. Right now, they're not. They are appointed by the government, and that's a big mistake because they can be under the influence of private players, as we've seen in TRAI and other telephony sectors. Here, ironically, the Indian air safety record has improved over the last 5 or 7 years. There could be multiple reasons for that, increased reportage being one. But the fact is, over the last 5 years, DGCA has enforced on average 500 enforcement every year. That is an increase of 25%. It has fined more airlines, although I don't know whether that makes a difference. But more importantly, it has conducted almost 5,000 surveillance checks that are related to safety. And that is the reason why India's now on the air safety index jumped from 102 rank to 48 rank. Be that as it may, as I said, one must go to the bottom of this. Now, one problem that I have with, again, as a layman with the flight data recording thing, is that even though, yes, it's been procured, and of course, we would know the reality in the coming days. But as you've seen from the visuals that you made public yesterday, it took only 30 seconds from actually liftoff to the crash of the plane. And in fact, more worryingly, only the last 10 seconds were problematic. The 20 seconds or 30 seconds, there was no issue at all. So I don't know what information can be gleaned from those paltry 7 to 10 seconds. That is, of course, for the experts to say. Finally, I would like to say this. Every accident is an accident that is unacceptable. But at the same time, unless we find out the reasons without speculation, I think we would be doing disservice not only to the pilots, Hina, but also to the people who are flying.